Evening, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earth Watch on Sunday, May 26, 2024. This is a repeat of this video. I've done it once, maybe twice before. I feel the need to do it again. Mike from around the world is also repeating this. You should listen to both of us. And that is, be prepared to bug out. And know your evac routes. Know them. Practice them. You're going to need them. Know your escape routes, both primary and secondary. Primary does not mean the same main route that everybody else is going to take and get all congested, running out of gas, block the escape routes. And practice it. One moment. Now, to our younger generation, they'll have no idea what this is and how to use it. Get yourself an updated map book. Know it. Practice it. Turn off your stupid GPS or your smartphone app or whatever when you're planning your escape routes and refugee points. Know how to get there. Consider what natural disasters will impact you and how you're going to escape. Wildfires, tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, mass civil unrest, and here's one, invasion. You may be experiencing a red dawn moment or awakening. Next, always keep your vehicle topped off with gas at all times. It does not mean when it gets down to half of a tank, you go fill it up. Me, if I can get 10 bucks in, I'm going to put 10 bucks in, but here's the thing. I always have several gas cans, and I rotate my gas cans. Experiences has shown that when a disaster strikes, everybody's lining up the gas station. And the tanks will eventually run dry. You'll get nothing. Don't be one of those people. I've had it here to me. Wildfires. Fire is barreling down over the mountain. People lining up the gas station. Me? No. Keep in mind that you might be separated from your family, your children at school, wherever. Their jobs. Have your prearranged meeting points. Communications will probably be down. They might not, but they probably will be. Have a person tracker app on your phone for your kids. Make sure they don't turn it off on you. It's a very handy tool, knowing where your child is. And again, have some prearranged meeting points. Maybe go so far as to make sure they carry one of those two-way radios with you and make sure the batteries are always fresh. I'm going to stop for a moment. So every October, at least up here in Canada anyway, or British Columbia, it's called Fire Prevention Week. That's when we check our smoke detectors and batteries and things like that. You should check your bug-out bags, batteries, flashlights, two-way radios, etc. Be prepared for infrastructure collapse, bridges, tunnels, highway washout, landslides. It's all part of recognizing what could happen and having your secondary backup route planned out. Consider what your destination refugee points might be, sheltered areas. Caves would be ideal. If you can figure out one or two, maybe go so far as to discreetly bury some sealable buckets of food and water there. So they'll be there waiting for you. Know the hazards in your area. Main high voltage lines. Rivers, swelling, overflowing, etc. Bug out bags. I just decided just now I'm going to make a separate video, but I will introduce you to a few of my bug out bags. A bug out bag is something you quickly put on your, you carry out of your home when disaster strikes. Have a duplicate one in your vehicle. You may not be home when a disaster strikes. Have one for every member of your family. So I'm going to briefly show you a couple of mine. Backpack. Now, on all your backpacks, because you have family members with you, visibility may be poor, smoke and fires, volcanic eruptions. Always have clipped on a whistle. Always have clipped on little flashlights. Always have clipped on flashing strobe lights, multiple use. Flashlight, glow stick, flasher, different color for each person so you know who they are. You may have hard blowing rain, poor visibility. You want to try and keep people tethered together and have a flashing strobe on their backpack. Just very briefly, I'm going to do a separate video. I'll just show you a few things. So you're going to want some personal protection. Respiratory. I do have a half face piece respirator, dust mask, eye protection, goggles, safety glasses, flashlights, of course, extra batteries, transistor radios. Not that there'll probably be anybody on the other end to listen to, but check the batteries. Life straw. Compass, know how to use it. You're going to have you're going to have one bag for each person in the family. Another bag, again, you have all your attachments, whistles, etc. on it. This one has a sleeping bag, tarps for shelters, ropes. Another member of your family will carry that one. I might be carrying two. So you have that at your exit point in your house. You have at least one of these in your vehicle. And again, I'm going to do a separate video on what I have in mind. You know, water, granola bars, first aid, matches, protective clothing. Have a pair of hiking boots with your bug out bags. When you're leaving, you're going to want to change your shoes and put them on. You're going to be outside in the elements, etc. Again, I'm going to keep that as a separate video, but consider what is going to happen. The government authorities are not going to be there to give you directions where to go. You'll have to figure it out yourself. Here in my area, we already went through that with last year's wildfires. They just simply knock on your door and say you had to leave now. Consider the choke points in your areas to avoid such situations as wildfires. Know the wind directions when you're getting ready to go in case of fires. Whole lot of things to consider. Last year, there were approximately 35,000 people in my area were put on notice. Many of us did have to leave. You will be leaving in your area for one reason or another. You do not want to end up in one of these places where there's hundreds or 1,000 people crammed in a gym sleeping on a hard floor. Again, in your vehicle, in your trunk, or wherever, you're already going to have a lot of this stuff in there. If you can fit a tent in there, put a tent in there. Sleeping bags, always keep them in there. If you don't have a vehicle, you have a backpack. That's about it for now, folks.